lots of words, and now we come out of the words, out of the mind, into the body, into the breath, into the focus. So that's our trio of how the practice brings us into joining the breath, the focus, and our movement. I invite you to bring your feet just under the hips. So we're starting in Tadasana, shooting the energy down from the fingertips, and right away I'm activating the legs, draw the navel up toward the spine. Staying here in our standing posture to ground. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Arriving into the body, into the breath, into the focus. Right away, maybe drawing the eyes closed or take a soft gaze, pratyahara, drawing the focus within. Inhale. Exhale. Keeping that intention of the inward focus, open the eyes, turn the palms to face forward. As you inhale, lift the arms shoulder height, placing the palms to touch. This is one. Interlock the thumbs, shoot the arms out, up, and back. This is two. Exhale, bow forward, forward bend. Start gently, soften the knees, release the hands alongside the toes. Three. Softening the knees, step the left leg back behind you. Knee down, finding low lunge. 4. Sending the gaze in between the eyebrows as you gently allow the pelvis to open forward and draw the inner thighs toward each other. Step the front leg to meet the back leg, first taking off the knee, coming into downward facing dog. This is 5. Drawing the gaze in between the thighs. And drawing the tail up and back away from the wrists. Draw the knees down to the earth, drawing the navel in and up. Find a slight tilt in the spine. Shift your shoulders over the wrists and come down to your chest and your chin touching the earth. Breathing. Slide the pelvis down, untuck the toes, keep the energy moving up from the chest and the head, keeping the shoulders down, elbows close to the body, looking up in between the eyebrows. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come over and down. Chin on the earth. Tuck the toes, lifting up to all fours. Press into the palms. And with the toes tucked, send the legs to straighten the tail back up to the sky, coming back to downward facing dog, gazing in between thighs, 5 deep rounds of breath. Inhale. Exhale. 1. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Inhale. Exhale. 5. Look forward. Draw your left knee in toward the belly. Step into the space in between hands, coming back to the low lunge. Help your front foot forward by holding onto the shin or the ankle. And draw the gait a little wider. Gazing up in between the eyebrows. Inhale. Exhale. Tuck the back toe, lifting the back knee. Inhale. As you exhale, push off the back foot, step together, stepping on both feet. Exhale, bowing the head over, releasing the breath. Bend the knees, soften, interlock the thumbs, arms alongside ears to rise through a flat back. Inhale to rise. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, palms to touch. Separate the feet, release the arms, breathing easy. Maybe closing the eyes. And here's our first point of asking ourselves the questions. How do I feel? What physical sensations do I notice? What emotion is arising? How is the quality of my thoughts? And the quality of the mindscape? How crowded, how spacious? No judgment. How's my breathing? How deep, how shallow? Where do I feel the sensation of breath? Open the eyes. Bring the feet back underneath hips. Activate mountain pose Tadasana once again. Pressing the legs away from each other, drawing in and up with the navel. Fingertips shooting down energy. Feel the whole foot. The front of the foot, back of the foot, the outer edges and the inner edges of the foot, spreading the foot. Flipping the palms to face forward, inhale, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze. Pressing the palms to touch, exhale, releasing. Pressing from end to end, balancing the two hemispheres of the body. Remembering the intention to awaken to the inner experience that I'm having. Exhale, releasing the arms down. Inhale, lifting the arms shoulder height. Exhale, pressing the palms to touch, Anjali Mudra 1. Inhale, interlock thumbs out, up and back with the arms. 2. Exhale, bowing forward, moving a little quicker. 3, releasing the hands down toward the toes. Stepping back, right foot this time. 4, looking up in between eyebrows. Stepping, first taking the knee off, then stepping front leg back to knee. Bringing the the knees down and coming down to knees, chest, and chin. Scooping the pelvis out, lifting the gaze, lower high cobra. And this time, if you're able, you can come back to all fours or lift the knees, shift back, downward facing dog. 5 deep rounds of breath. Inhale, set your feet, set your hands so the feet might come closer. And step them in. Inhale. And exhale 1. Inhale. And exhale 2. Inhale. And exhale 3. Spread the fingers. Inhale. And exhale 4. Draw the energy back. Looking in between thighs. Inhale. And exhale 5. Bring the right knee in toward the belly. Looking between the hands. Inhale, step forward. Knee down. Looking up. This is your dristi or your gaze, your one pointed focus. Inhale, lifting the knee up. Exhale, shifting forward, bow. Interlock the thumbs. Inhale to rise. Opening the heart, maybe a small back bend. Exhale, releasing. Maybe you're feeling more openness in the front of the body, the back of the body. Releasing the hands down. One movement, one breath. I would try to count all the way through instead of giving more instruction so that you can memorize the count and also memorize that as you expand the body, so as the front of the body opens, you take in breath. As the front of the body contracts, you exhale. So that's how your inhale And exhale starts to become more organic. Inhale, lifting to Anjali Mudra, lifting the hands. 1, 2, shoot the arms out, up and back. 3, bowing forward. 4, left leg back, low lunge. 5, downward facing dog. 6, knees, chest, chin. 7, lower high cobra. 8, downward facing dog. 9, left foot forward, low lunge. 10, knee off, step together, forward bend. 11, interlock thumbs to rise. 12, palms to touch Anjali Mudra. Noticing how you are, separate the feet, closing the eyes or taking a soft gaze, rest for a moment. So we take rest in opposition to the effort. So just like the heart doesn't just keep beating, it beats. It contracts and it relaxes. It contracts and relaxes. That forms the whole heartbeat. So we're doing the same thing, contracting and relaxing. Open the eyes, bring the feet back underneath the hips. Again, one breath, one movement. This time we'll move as smoothly as your movement will allow, with just the counts, and attending to the breath more than anything. The breath, the focus, and movement. Feeling where the movement is happening in space and in the body. And then noticing the inflow and outflow of the breath. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Right foot back this time. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right foot in. 9, 10, 11, 12. Bring the thumb knuckles into the sternum. Notice the heart beating. Meeting yourself with loving kindness, with compassion for wherever you are. Remember, we are starting where we are in yoga. And that's every single day. And that's every single moment. Start right where we are. Inhale, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze. Exhale, sit down into chair pose, tapping the fingertips down. Keep the seat low, radiate the arms high. Draw the navel in and up. So if you have a chair, you can sit on the chair and then just gently taking the buttocks off and hovering over the chair. Inhale. Exhale. Sit a bit lower. Inhale, smile to yourself. Exhale, sending pleasantness through your own system. Inhale. Exhale, release and find relief as you bow over the legs, coming back to the forward bend. Inhale. Lift to a flat back with fingertips on shins. Draw the navel in. Extend the heart and crown of head forward. As you exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, or step back on with your chair. You're stepping and putting the whole foot, the whole back foot on the earth, toes pointing diagonally forward, and then inhale to rise to warrior 1. Draw the navel to face forward. Join the palms. Exhale, release into that front knee even more. You might have to widen your stance. Inhale. Exhale. Feel the whole back edge of the back foot. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale maybe open the heart a little bit. Exhale, rotate the arms back and down. Come onto the back ball of the foot. Touch back down to the low lunge. Stepping back to plank. Draw the navel in and up. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Step the right foot forward, drawing the knee into the belly first. Step forward, we're changing the legs. Back foot, back edge of the foot down, toes pointing diagonally forward. Coming to rise, deep bend in the front knee. Draw the navel back by drawing back on the front hip. Join the palms. Inhale. Exhale, maybe going a bit lower. So our thigh is going parallel to the earth. That's where it's aspiring. It doesn't have to be there. Inhale. Exhale. Finding that inner strength. Inhale. Feeling that fire. Exhale. Inhale, maybe opening the heart. Exhale, rotate the arms, coming to the back ball of the foot, touching down to the low lunge. Inhale. As you exhale, this time going back to downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Relaxing the neck, sending the gaze in between the thighs. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, touch the knees down. Inhale, open the heart, lifting the head and heart, letting the belly drop. Exhale, run through the spine. Maybe you're feeling a bit more fluid in the spine now. Inhale, lubricating and mobilizing the spine. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, finding the cow tilt. Exhale, finding the cat tilt. Those of you who have cats might see this quite often. Turn in toward chest, doming the back. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to a neutral spine. Jut the right hip out, look over the right shoulder for the right hip, finding the C curve in the spine. We're moving the spine in all directions. Inhale, center. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale, center. Opposite side. You might see me periodically looking at the screen, but you keep your head looking about half an inch in front of the fingers, lengthening through the neck and keeping the neck in alignment with the spine. Walk your hands forward and start to rotate the hips in one direction. So there's no right or wrong here. Open the jaw, rotate the hips. You might rotate the neck too, using the breath. Rotate the opposite direction. Inhale. And exhale. And walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Draw the navel in. Inhale, lift your right arm to the sky. Opening. Whichever arm you're on is just fine. Open the chest. Exhale, release down. Inhale, open the opposite arm. Notice the sensation. Exhale down. Inhale to open. Notice the sensation of the chest opening, turning from the navel, and then also how the hip engages and stretches. Exhale down. Inhale, opposite side. Exhale. You can continue like that, or if you'd like a shoulder stretch, you'll open the right arm, thread the right arm behind the left, meeting the shoulder, the outer edge of the arms, keeping the hips high. Walk the left fingertips forward and then rotate onto the top of the head, so free the neck and free the chest to turn up to the sky. Inhale. Feeling the scapulae moving away from each other. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, walk the left hand back underneath the shoulder. Press into the palm to rise. Unravel all the way up to the sky. Exhale, reach down. Opposite arm rises. So those of you who just want to play with holding here, you're finding your variations. You can even place the hand behind the head. Those of us who want to thread the needle, threading the arm, left arm behind, right, walking the right fingertips forward, turning onto the top of the head. I have a bun, so it's a little constricting, but you're not on your neck. You're coming to the top of the head, turning the gaze upward underneath the armpit, turning the chest up to the sky, and releasing the shoulder down to the earth, feeling the stretch of the shoulder blades moving away from each other. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, walk the right hand back underneath the shoulder, press into the right palm to rise. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, release. Coming with the legs, knees as wide as your mat. Draw your hips back, touching the buttocks to the heels maybe, or maybe they don't touch. And you can also place a blanket back there for some softness or a cushion, releasing the forehead and heart down. Rest. Breathe fully into the back of the body. On inhalation, walk the hands back toward the body, upright the torso. You can come back to all fours, bring the knees underneath the body. Tuck the toes, and lifting back up to downward facing dog, looking back behind, in between thighs. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift high on toes. As you exhale, bend the knees, and you can hop or step forward, as is your choice. You can step forward the same way that we did it before. Exhale, bowing. Inhale, bending the knees, lifting the head and the heart to a flat back, and then continue to rise. Bring the palms to touch. Inhale. Exhale. Release the hands in front of the heart. Inhale, lifting the arms up to the sky, firming through the legs, lifting the heart and the gaze. As you exhale, press the palms to touch, come to balance on your left foot. I'm not mirroring you, so I'm actually on my left foot. And then raising your right knee to touch the elbow, pulsing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift your weight so that you're kicking the leg back gently, slowly. The back foot is flexed, toes pointing down, head aligned with spine, looking down about 1.5 feet in front of your toes. Inhale, lifting from the inner thigh, lifting the back leg. Exhale. Inhale, touch down, coming to a high lunge, lifting the arms up. Inhale. As you exhale, open to warrior 2. Inhale, lifting everything up, straightening the legs. Exhale, brushing as if you're brushing something off the back of the neck. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, open. Stretch the legs. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, open. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, flip the palm, reaching forward. Exhale, reach up and back and over the back leg. And then stretch and straighten the front leg. Inhale, lifting the arms back to the warrior two position. Step your back foot in just a bit. Turn the toes to face more forward. Inhale. As you exhale, sink into that back hip, jutting the right hip out. Reach forward until you can reach forward no more. Flip the palm, trailing it alongside the inner part of the leg of the shin. And gazing either sideways here as you come into Trikonasana or triangle, or looking up at the fingertips. Draw the navel in and up, and draw and spin the inner thighs away from each other. Inhale. Exhale, rooting down through the feet. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rooting through the feet to rise. Exhale, rebend into the front knee. Turn on to the back ball of foot, coming into a high lunge. I need to extend, and you may need to extend the back foot back or the front foot forward. Draw the navel in and up. Draw the front hip back. And into the front knee that much more. Inhale. Exhale, reach down with your right hand. Left arm reaches up to the sky, finding a twist. Inhale, circle the arm. As you exhale, place the back knee down. Untuck the toe, widen the left foot to the outer edge of the mat. Inhale, looking forward. As you exhale, you're bowing and bending the elbows, and this might be enough. And you're continuing to draw your left knee in toward your shoulder. This is lizard pose. Or maybe you come down to the forearms. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Place the hands into the earth. Inhale to push up. As you exhale, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. Stepping back to a downward facing dog. Inhale. Or puppy pose. So let's all remind ourselves of the option that the knees can be down. The heart melts down as you walk the hands forward and you draw the hips back and draw the heart and head down to the earth. It can also be the heart and the chin. Feeling the stretch underneath the armpits and head. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise back to all fours. Placing the hands back underneath the shoulders. Inhale, either lifting to downward facing dog or just from where you are with knees on, step the right foot forward. And then stepping together, exhale, bow. Inhale to rise. Exhale, releasing hands in front of the heart, shifting the weight to the right foot, left knee up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bowing forward. Inhale, kicking that foot back, toes pointing down. Inhale. Ooh. Noticing the wobbles, honoring the calibration of the body. Exhale, touch down. Inhale, lifting the arms. Exhale, open to warrior two on this side. And so doing the work of noticing the thigh tracking over the ankle, tracking over the foot. You want to still be able to see toes. And then drawing your torso up to the center so that it's not dipping from side to side. You bend into the knee, open the chest, and then set your gaze, your drishti, over the mid finger. Inhale, stretch and open. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen through the legs. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Flip the palm, reach forward, inhale. Exhale, up, back, and over. Stretch the front leg. Inhale, return the arms to a T. Sink into the left hip, jutting the left hip out. Flip the palms. Exhale, trail the hand down the leg. Triangle or Trikonasana, looking up at the fingers or keeping the gaze steady to the center. Inhale. Open the heart as you spin the legs away from each other. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to rise. Exhale, back arm comes forward. Come onto the back ball of foot. High lunge. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, touching down, left arm. Hand burns into the earth, right arm to the sky. Inhale. Twist. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, drawing the inner thighs toward each other. Freeing up the torso. Inhale. Exhale. Swimming the arm down, touch down with the back knee. Extend your front foot to the outer edge of the mat. Inhale, lifting up through the chest. Exhale, bowing on this side, but bending the elbows. Untuck the back toes. Shift the gaze inward even more deeply. Either staying on hands or coming down to forearms. You may also place books or blocks or pillows underneath your forearms. Draw your knee in toward your shoulder. Watch the breath. Place the hands back underneath shoulders. Inhale to rise. As you exhale, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, step back to downward facing dog. Set your feet. Set your gaze back behind the thighs. Neutralize the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Touch the knees down. Coming back to heart melting pose. Inhale. Tail reaches back, heart and chin down to the earth. Exhale. And next inhalation, come up. Coming all the way down to the belly. You may place the forearms down and slide the pelvis down. Coming into space, bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. Use the hands to, as if you're drawing the chest through your arms to find the proper measurement. You can bring your hands into opposite elbows, touch the opposite elbows, and then replace the hands. Inhale, draw the navel in and up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. The toes are untucked, the tops of feet planted into the earth. The heels flopping outwardly as the feet relax. Slight internal rotation. Releasing all the way down. Make your pillow with the hands for the forehead. And shift the hips right and left. Release the back. Notice in the postures where you're feeling the bulk of the energy, as you bring your hands to the top of the breastbone, forehead down to the earth, big toes to touch, shoulders releasing away from the ears. Inhale, rising back to low cobra. Exhale, release down. Inhale, rising up. Exhale. So a lot of these postures have animal names. So your feet are like the tail of the cobra, big toes touching, and the head of the cobra rises last. Exhale, over and down. Inhale, coming up to stay. Shoulders down away from the ears, elbow in toward the body. Gazing up and back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, draw the navel in and up to protect the low back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale all the way down. Rest. Turning the head to one side, bring the hands by your side, palms facing up. Release the shoulder. Release the breath. And then notice as you relax where the energy flows back into. So there's the energy of the posture. Turn your head to the opposite side, and there's the energy of where the blood flow and the energetic movement flows back into. Notice that direction in yourself. What does that sensation feel like? Bring the head back center. Bring the hands overhead, big toes to touch, chin down to the earth. As you inhale, you'll lift your arms and your legs, including tops of thighs and feet, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, release them. Inhale, lifting. Feeling the pelvis sealing to the earth, feeling the belly. Exhale, release. Inhale to rise. Holding here, 3 deep rounds of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale, lift any amount more. Exhale, release all the way down. Turn the head aside, rest. Notice physical sensation. When does the heart slow down? After exertion. Notice that point. Notice the belly rising, falling on the earth. Notice how the chest feels. How is the back? Upper back, mid spine, lower back. How's the pelvis on the earth? How does it feel? Turn the head back, center, chin along the earth. You can repeat what we just did, or you may fold the legs. This is step 1. Bring the big toes to touch and thighs to touch. Flex the feet. And from here, you're lifting the thighs and lifting the arms to fly, and that might be enough. This is a modified or preparation for bow pose. Continue lifting and you're balancing on the pelvis. You may reach for tops of feet. Bring the feet to touch. Lengthen the arms. This is the second step. And on the inhalation, draw up. Thighs coming off the earth that much more. Using the foot pressing into hand, hand pressing into foot to lengthen up. 2 more deep rounds of breath where we are. And release. Releasing the mind, turning the head aside, rest. Again, doing the scan, noticing physical sensation. Notice any energy that's arising, any emotion rather. There's a lot of energy, I'm sure. What's the quality of it? What's the quality of the thoughts? How's the mind state? How's the breath? Turn the head back center. Bring the feet back to touch. Bring the hands to the top of the breastbone. Inhale to rise. As you exhale, we're going to come into a seated position. Inhale, bring your right knee in toward your belly. Flex the left foot strongly. And as you exhale, open that leg to the inner thigh, rooting through the standing leg and opening the thigh. We've done a lot of standing work, so maybe the legs feel a little bit more limber. Interlock the thumbs. Inhale, lifting the arms. Exhale, bowing from the hinge of the hips, lengthening through the spine, touching wherever you touch. So touch your thigh, that might be enough, or your shin, your ankle, or the foot. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, heart and head, releasing forward, and then maybe finding some depth. So length over depth. Keep flexing the left foot strongly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Interlock the thumbs to rise. Inhale. Exhale. Releasing. Help your leg close with the hands. Exhale. Release. Bring your opposite leg in, whichever side you're on. Flexing the standing foot. Inhale. Lengthen the spine. Exhale. Drop. So if the knee is sensitive, you may drop the leg down or even have it more open. So find the variation that works for your anatomy. And in fact, it seems counterintuitive, but for the knee, sometimes, depending on which part of the knee joint is feeling sensitivity, drawing the heel closer to the inner thigh, to upper thigh, is more supportive. It just depends. Inhale. Lifting the arms. Exhale. Bowing over the leg, touching where you touch. Notice difference on this side with no judgment. Just notice how this is different. Lengthen through the spine on your exhalation, releasing into depth any amount. Breathing into the posture gradually, rather than trying to get there. Your next inhalation, interlock the fingers, the thumbs. Inhale to rise. Exhale to release. Helping the leg close and stretch the legs. You may keep a soft bend in the knees. We're going toward both legs now. Same thing, but both legs. Inhale. Lifting the arms high. Exhale. Bow over the legs, catching hold wherever you catch. Thighs, shins, feet, or toes, your edges, feet. Inhale, find length. Exhale, bow over the legs. Holding here for 3 deep rounds of breath. Lengthen the arms to rise. Inhale. Exhale, releasing down. Bring the right leg in. Step the right leg over left, crossing the left arm in front of the shin, right arm releases behind you. So not leaning into the arm too much back there, but rather tenting the fingertips. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, twist from the navel. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. You may bring the elbow rather, to the thigh to support a deeper twist if you like. Twisting from the navel the whole time. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, half circle over the shoulder, looking up over the shoulder with the gaze. And exhale. Inhale, look forward. Release the back hand, release the front hand, and then the cross of the legs. Changing sides. Inhale, draw the knee in. Exhale, stepping over. Inhale, crossing over. Exhale, twisting. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, twisting from the navel. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, look up. Half circle to the back, looking over the shoulder. Exhale, squeeze out all the air. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, back hand, front arm, and then undo the legs. Beautiful. Release the legs. Release the jaw. Release the face. So if you're eating something invisible, stick out the tongue. It's called lion's breath, another kind of heated breath. We traditionally do it with the legs under you. We'll come into Malasana or yogic squat. So come into a squat however you can. I'm just going to lift up and scoot my body forward, widen the feet, and draw yourself down. You can sit on something, including a chair. You can sit on a block, sit on some folded blankets, pillows, and continue as the pelvis lengthens down and softens down. Continue drawing up with the head and the chest. Inhale. Exhale, lion's breath. Inhale. The full expression of lion's breath is that the eyes turn inward and upward at the same time that you stick out your tongue. Inhale. Exhale, lion's breath. Inhale. Exhale, lion's breath. One more round. Inhale. Exhale. Close the eyes. Take a soft gaze. One more breath. Reach back behind you. Sit all the way down. Release the legs. And release. Vibrate the legs. Vibrate the voice. Shake out the arms. So shaking to the extent that feels good to your anatomy. If it doesn't feel good, it feels destabilizing, don't do it. Shake the arms up overhead. Lock the breath. Shake the arms. And gently float the arms down, closing the eyes. Feeling the vibration, the resonance of the shaking. Sit in silence and stillness for a moment. Notice if anything has shifted. Name it to yourself. There's no right and wrong. Nothing needs to have shifted. And it doesn't have to have shifted for the better, whatever you conceive of as better or worse. So this is where we look clinically, just with observation, without judgment, and answering what you feel physically, emotionally, in your thoughts and in your breath. Bring your feet to the earth. You may open the eyes or keep them closed, drawing your buttocks a little closer to the ankles. Come down on one elbow and then the other. Come all the way down to your back. Bring the feet a little closer to the buttocks. Maybe you can graze the ankles, shoulders away from ears, whole arm on the earth. Press into the arms as you lift the pelvis on your inhalation. Feel the whole back side of the skull as you walk, the shoulder flesh underneath the body. Maybe you interlace the fingers and press away the knuckles of the hands reaching down to the ankles, to the heels, pressing into the feet to lift the hips, and we'll be here for 5 deep rounds of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Press into the feet with the hips that much more. Inhale. Exhale. Feel the knees moving forward as the hips move higher. Inhale. Exhale. Release the clasp of the hands. Release the buttocks, the pelvis all the way down. And release the flesh from underneath the body. Release the breath. Let the back settle. Bring the soles of the feet together. Releasing the inner groins. Releasing the attention inward. Closing the eyes. Taking a soft gaze. If you'd like, bring one hand onto the belly, one hand onto the heart. Noticing the breath moving through the body. Releasing the hands down by your side. Using the hands to help the legs close. Press into your feet, lifting the hips a little bit and bringing the hands underneath the sacrum. You can also use a pillow or a block and then float the legs into the sky. You can also use your wall. So if you have a wall nearby, bring your buttocks alongside it and then swing your legs up the wall. This is called legs up the wall. And this is an inversion. So we're reversing the blood flow. This is very good for anxiety. This is very good to introduce that calming effect to the nervous system. Pairing it with the deep breaths, Ujjayi breath in and out of the nostrils. And as you feel ready, bring the legs down. Come up off of the hands. Extend the legs long, coming into Shavasana. Extend the legs away from each other, the arms away from the body, walk the shoulders away from the ears. Find the whole back side of the skull, tilting the chin down toward the chest, lengthening the back of the skull. Turning the attention inward and releasing all effort. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out, relaxing one more muscle. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, relaxing one more muscle. Releasing any way that you're holding yourself up. Another deep breath in. With this out breath, relax as much as you can and releasing any control of the breathing or of the attention. We'll be here for a few moments. Begin to deepen your breathing. Bring your conscious awareness back to your body. And bring some movement to your body. As you feel ready, bring your legs together, sweep the arms up overhead, stretch your fingertips all the way to toes. Roll onto the right side of the body, resting the head on the arm. Releasing back into the vibration of rest and surrender. Press into the top hand to rise, keeping the eyes closed or the face soft. Come into your comfortable seat, so it might be a cross-legged or it might be on a chair. Bring the hands onto the thighs, find comfortably erect. Closing with coming deep breath. So we're using the hands, fingers to close off the eyes, thumbs to close off the ears, tongue on the top soft palate of the mouth, humming on the exhalation, deep inhalation, deep exhalation. We will do 7 rounds. Inhale. Exhale, empty. Inhale for humming deep breath. Exhale, closing off the senses and humming.
After your last round, place the hands on thighs, palms facing up. Turn to breathing regularly, noticing the breath, noticing the effects of the breath. When I say notice the effects of the breath, I am talking about the effects of regulating the breath. Sitting in stillness for a few moments. Continue noticing the breath. Keeping the eyes closed and finding your anchor to focus on the breathing. The left hand over the heart, the right hand over left. Bringing the attention and the awareness to the heart energy center on the Hatha chakra. Notice how the heart is now. Notice how the emotion is now. And how is the heart connected to the emotion? Bring the palms together at the heart. We'll close with 3 deep rounds of breath. Inhale. As you exhale, enfold yourself and all of your loved ones in the light of love and compassion. Inhale. As you exhale, send the light of love and compassion to enfold all of us and all of our loved ones. Inhale. As you exhale, send the light of love and compassion far and wide to enfold the whole earth and all sentient beings. Bring the thumb knuckles up to the center of the forehead. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze.
As you exhale, bow into your own heart, in the heart of all of those in this place, this space, and beyond. May all beings have the rest, relief, and support that we need at this time. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Ashe, and so it is. As you open the eyes, notice what you see, notice how you see. I'm often opening my eyes right to the window and to what's outside. In gratitude for the earth that holds us. In gratitude for showing up for yourself in this course and in your practice. Thank you. I'm here for all the questions, all the feedback. I welcome it. I love being in conversation around all of these aspects of yoga. And may we bring the energy of yoga and again of liberation, the intention of liberation for ourselves and for all beings into